Okay, so this is a tutorial on Lingering Will. I know some people have trouble with Lingering Will. This is also on level 1 to just show you. 9, 7, 14, level 1. I have not used any strength boost, magic boost, or defense boost. I have used AP boost, but AP boost don't really matter that much. Especially since you don't really need like a ton of stuff for this fight. Like, all you really need is guard, horizontal slash, finishing leap doesn't actually matter. Stop shot. Don't really need arrow finishes or anything. But these are the abilities I use. One combo plus. The air combo pluses don't really matter. I don't really think. Maybe having one on, I believe, is fine. Actually, yeah, they actually don't really matter because I think you still get 2 horizontal. Yeah, you still get 2 horizontal slashes off. You do want guard break off. Guard break off. Guard break for this fight it's fine, but explosion makes him do 2 moves that are easier to dodge more often in certain phases. So if you want to have the RNG I have, go for only the explosion and not guard break. A guard break will trigger him to do other stuff sometimes. You can control the fight a little more with explosion. So this is all the stuff I have on. Go take a look, match it, whatever. This is level 1, but it still works for other fights. I'll explain exactly what's going on. Donald, you want Player Force and Auto Limit on. I'll explain why later. Anyway, Goofy, probably just defense stuff to keep him alive, and that'll be fine. Customize, Goofy, Donald, Sora. I have Mega Elixirs. You don't need Mega Elixirs. You can just use Ethers. Ethers would be nice. So you don't really necessarily need Mega Elixirs, because I'm probably going to do the fight no damage anyway. You get one shot with most of the moves anyway, so it is nice to put your party members, to keep your party members alive though later on if you want to do like final form. But you could also just do like limit into final form, which then you'll get it anyway. So it's not a necessity. Final form Faraga. Thunder, to put them into the HP gates. It's a safer alternative, but you can do the fight without it. It just depends on your damage. Later, like, if you're doing crit level 99 or something, it might be useful, because then you're doing a lot more damage. It's a little harder to control it unless you know exactly what you're doing. Reflect's not super useful for this fight, but you can use it in certain areas, like for lasers. But yeah, let's get started. Items, by the way, Goofy, Donald, this is what I have on them. You don't really need this stuff, I just have it on them just cuz. Decisive Pumpkin, that's important. Some people think, oh, Oblivion, 6-2. It is so much better. It has like an extra magic or Fenrir. It's a 7-1. It's strength stat. It's so good, right? Well, no. You see, Decisive Pumpkin has combo boost, which means you're doing balls to the walls damage on the ground. So you want Decisive Pumpkin. You don't want any of those other Keyblades. You are not gonna do as much damage with it. Well, I guess it doesn't matter if you're like on level 99, because you're doing fuck tons of damage anyway. But on level 1 especially, if you have a level 1 file, go to Sephiroth, do a single combo with any other Keyblade, get Decisive Pumpkin, do a single combo, and see the difference in the damage, and you'll see what I mean. Anyway, Final Form Bottle Flame for Fire Boost, because Fire Boost is very useful for Final Form Faraga. If you were wanting to do that strat, you could also just use Limit Form. With that case, it doesn't really matter, but Decisive Pumpkin definitely has tab. Shock Charm Pluses, if you really want it, doesn't really matter in the fight. I don't really care. You can have ribbons if you want. Ribbons do kind of help you for not dying, because if you have ribbons on, certain moves will 2-shot instead of 1-shot. So it is safer to go ribbons, but I live dangerous, so I'm having Shock Charm Pluses for the thunder damage, even though I won't be actually using thunder that much in this fight. Maybe once. Maybe. It just depends on what happens. Anyway, draw rings, you can put on something better like full blooms. They are better for this fight, but I'm keeping draw rings on just because I want to. I don't really care. But ultimately, you probably don't want draw rings on. Like I said, you always go for the strength stat increases for the full blooms and whatnot. Just go ahead and get started. Now, there's multiple different phases. I'll try to cover as much as I can in this video, but there's a lot of different stuff that can happen. There's a lot. He has multiple phases, and in those phases, he has 2 HP gates. One, he starts out with a certain phase. Then when you hit the HP gate, he switches to a different phase, which is RNG. You cannot control that. It is totally RNG. He can do bike phase, he can do rising sun phase, he can do ultimate cannon phase. It just depends. He can do seal phase. There's so many different stuff he can do. Bike phase is probably the hardest one to deal with. And then he can also have a bunch of openings here, which I can just use auto limit to deal with all of them. You don't really have to deal with all of them. You can just use auto limit and iframe it. You do 100% need to use freaking duck flare on one opening, because if he does the punch, you have 1 frame to guard, and even if you're mashing guard, it is not guaranteed it'll come out. It is not guaranteed, but because it has an animation to it, so you have about 1 frame to get that animation out. But auto limit is immediate. It just gives you iframes immediately, which means you actually can not die from it, or not die to it. Let's go ahead and start. But you can leave pause buffer here. Okay, if he's doing this little jump animation, it means he's gonna do seal phase, which means dodge roll. And you cannot guard that. I'm just saying now. So he's gonna do one of 3 things: rising sun, punch you, or seal again. If he punches you, guard. If he seals you, dodge roll. If he rising suns, dodge roll all 3 of them. And so the timing can be a little weird, because if he runs at you, he can do seal or punch. If you guard too early, he can hit you. If you guard too late, if he decides not to punch and seal you, you will get hit and die. So let's just see what he does here. Rising sun. So 1, 2, 3. And then in the opening, if he ever does seal and then 3 rising suns, free opening all the time. So 1 combo, 2 combo, 3 combo. So now that hits his revenge value. You see him loading up. He's gonna do another rising sun. 1, 2, 3. 1. He can do it twice, so be careful. And then he can also whip there, but he decided not to whip there, so just be careful. But he can definitely do it twice, so be very careful on that. 1 more. Okay. Rising sun again. 1, 2, 3. And then whip. So just dodge that. He can do it twice, so be careful. He can whip twice, so be careful. Also, if you're wondering why I didn't get hit on that 3rd one, even though I didn't dodge it or do anything, guard has iframes right after you guard it. So if you're right up on him, I don't suggest doing this. You should probably just dodge roll to be safe, because I know the exact timing of the iframes when guard gives you. If he's spaced a certain, if he's spaced a little further away from you, it'll actually still hit you. So, but the reason why I didn't get hit there is guard iframe, so I knew I was safe there. I believe it's 1 more combo here. Yeah, then he's gonna whip, so be careful. Now he's in seal phase, so I imagine he's just gonna rising sun right after this, but he could, yeah, okay. He's gonna rising sun. So let's see here. He's not gonna do it a 2nd time, so go ahead and punish him. 1, 2, 3. Now, you see where his HP is? That's a dangerous spot. That's right on the verge of the HP gate. Right on the verge. So if this HP looks like this with 5 and a little bit sliver, he's probably right, like 1, maybe 2 thunders away from HP gate. So do not do a combo. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So he's gonna drop here. I'm gonna do thunders. And that, you saw there, he retaliated immediately. This is also bike phase. This is a very dangerous phase. And this is the worst phase to get. Like, first phase, it's okay. 2nd part of the fight, it's the worst phase to get. So hopefully I can handle this. It's pretty orangey whether or not I'm actually going to be able to handle this. Because it's very hard to deal with all these lasers and him hitting you. The lasers can still hit you even though you're comboing. So we'll just see how it goes. I usually duck player to be safe here. But yeah, as you saw there, that hit the HP, those two thunders hit the HP gate. If you did a combo there, mid-combo, you would have died. He would have probably whipped or something, or he could have biked, or he could have did any of this other stuff, and he could have just killed you there. So you want to be careful on that HP gate. If it looks like you didn't hit it, safety thunders are probably the way to go. If you know for a fact it's past that point, you hit the HP gate, and you're probably good to go. But yeah, so I hit the HP gate, so we're gonna go ahead and try to deal with this phase. I'm gonna reflect here to protect Donald and Goofy. Oh, he did this. This is actually pretty safe. I'm just gonna do this until I get final form. So I went final form right here. I'm gonna go ahead and try to final form Froga through this phase. Because it's the safest way to probably deal with this phase. Okay, so that's that phase. Now I hit his other HP gate. This is the final part of the fight. I am at 0 drive, so I'm gonna have to show you a slow version of getting through this. Rather than the other version I usually do with limit form and final form, but that's the safest way to get through with bike phase. Usually I use limit form there, but I decided to do final form because why not? I probably should have mega elixired early and got some more fires off, but whatever, this is fine. You can reflect or glide these, but it doesn't matter. I'm in a good area, so I'm just gonna reflect them. Okay, so he's right here. So you want to start with guard, dodge roll, and then glide away. Do not lock on here, or you'll screw up your glide. So wait for this animation. Guard. Wait a minute. Guard. Oh, I'm dumb. Well, now I can show you the actual way there. I didn't mean to move my joystick. I was just like adjusting my seat, or like adjusting where I'm sitting in my seat, and I accidentally hit the joystick. But you want a guard there. But yeah, it's pretty consistent to dodge. I didn't see what he was gonna do. Okay, so he's gonna run at you or do that. Yeah, okay. 2, 3, punish. Set limit form probably is the best thing. There's these combos, so you have it prepared for later. Dodge, 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 dodge. Okay. Pause buffering is pretty nice for this fight too, to see exactly what he's gonna do. If you're a little slow like me. Okay, he's gonna whip there. So he's probably gonna do aerial. Yep. And boop. Is he gonna do it again? Nope.
Yeah. Back off. Take this. Yeah, it's over.
Whip, be careful, you can do it twice.
This is it. Back off. Yeah, it's over.
Okay, he whipped there. 1, 2, 3. He's gonna do it again. 1, 2, 3. By the way, if he's against the wall, he has more of a chance to actually whip if he's against the wall. Also, I hit the HP gate if you didn't see early with just combos, because I hit it perfectly. I didn't have to use thunders this time. Wait, what am I doing? Okay, it's fine.
Yeah, back off. Yeah. This is it. It's over.
I actually don't even know what phase he's in, but it looks like it's fine. You can dodge like that if you want. Yeah, there's the second whip. Yeah, be very careful with that second whip.
Take this. this. Take this.
I just like dodging it like that because it looks more swag. But you don't have to do that. Dodge rolling, it's pretty fine.
Take this. Yeah. Yeah. Back off.
I'm gonna do this because he's close to the second phase, so I'm just gonna... I'm gonna do this. Stalling Goofy should survive here. Nah, they're getting too close, whatever. 1, 2, 3. Fly away. Get against the wall. So he doesn't teleport behind you. 1, 2, 3. Walk a little. Dodge roll. Limit form. Pop an item. Ours. Do not do the finisher of the R's. If you do the finisher of the R's, he will, it adds revenge value. Ideally, Donald Goofy would have items for me, but they don't, so unfortunate. Oh, by the way, do not hit his revenge value there. I should explain that though. If you hit his revenge value there, he can do all types of nonsense. So do not combo him until you hit his revenge value. If you run out of drive there and you know you're right, just don't hit his revenge value, because then you can loop another part of his DM phase. And believe me, this DM is much easier than what you can see in his last phase when he gets out of this loop. If he gets out of this loop and he gets to doing the actual other stuff, he can do stuff like bike and magnet you in, do Blizzaga bike, shooting blizzards at you while also gliding towards you, shooting lasers, and he can also do like 5 punches in a row. He can do a bunch of arrows. His last phase is scary as fuck. You don't even want to deal with it. You can loop his DM phase like this and never have to deal with it as long as you do it right. I can go into limit here, but I'm not going to go into limit for the sake of showing you what you can do if you do not have drive here. So you can do 2 combos. And then stop. And don't do any more damage, because then he can start doing all types of other nonsense. In fact, maybe I'll try to show you what other nonsense that he can do, because it is crazy. So I will not actually probably end up beating him here, because I never deal with that phase. It's way too hard. And I think I'll eventually try one day. Maybe try to survive, like, do where I won't really beat him, but just try to survive his last phase the longest. So let's see here. But as you can see, his DM is super consistent to dodge. If you do it like this every time, there's no way he'll hit you. These guards, I'm not mashing, by the way. I'm actually timing them. So you want to get the feel of the timing. It's 3 guards, by the way. Because if you guard too early, you can get hit. So I'm actually gonna let him. So there you go. I'm just gonna like show it off. I see there, he's using Blizzaga bike and everything. He's shooting Blizzagas at me. Look at that. That's crazy. Like, this is like, he's twirling around. He's doing all type of nonsense. He's actually, maybe I should be able to beat him. But as you see there, it gets crazy. It gets real crazy. Like, good luck if you actually want to beat him in that phase. little swag at the end just because I can. Okay, so let's just get back into the fight, and I can explain more stuff. So let's see here. This is Ultimate Cannon phase. So you want to guard 1, 2, 3, 1 aerial spiral, 2 horizontal slashes, then 2 combos.
This is it.
So in this phase 2, you can do stuff like what he's gonna do right here. Dodge, dodge, dodge. He'll get used to the timing. Do not attack immediately. He is invulnerable at the beginning, so you have to wait for the animation to end a little bit before attacking. If you actually stop here, it's pretty safe. If you ever stop, he will just do this again. And it's not the hardest thing to dodge. You just have to get used to the timings and you're fine. Hey, see that? He's loading up like that. That means he's gonna punch. So I'm gonna mash out. Well, actually, I'm gonna try mashing square. Watch this. It is frame perfect. So this is basically RNG whether or not I'm gonna get this. So I'm mashing square. You see on my controller, I'm mashing square. You can see that on the bottom left. See that? Mashing square, it didn't matter. I didn't get my guard out on time, even with mashing it. So it is always more consistent to mash out the auto limit. Because if you, okay, Sora, he has a guard animation, so it has to really get out, like really fast. So, but auto limit, it triggers immediately. There is no animation. It just comes out and you have iframes. So it's always safer to just do the auto limit. So let's go ahead and dodge this. Probably stop there, that's my fault. Okay, if he ever does that and then teleports behind you, that's a free combo. Watch this. Boom.
Yeah. Take this.
If he ever does that, punish him. If he dashes around and then lands right next to you, hit him. He is free to hit right there. That is an opening. Oh, I'm dumb. Once again, free combo.
It's over.
But that is Terra. I don't think I got in depth with everything he can do. He can even do a little dash behind you. If he does a little, like, dash behind you, I may or may not show a clip, I don't know. But if he does a little dash behind you, you can actually just punish him immediately. Like, he just gives you a free opening. If he just dashes behind you and just kind of goes... Well, as long as he's not doing Rising Sun. I mean, if he dashes behind you and lands on the ground, then that's a free combo. Anyway, but yeah, that is Terra.
Yeah.
Hopefully this helps a little bit. I know I didn't get through with everything, but there's a lot of stuff that can happen in that fight. And frankly, I kind of don't want to spend the entire day doing it. If people actually really love this video, maybe I'll make a second one explaining even more stuff of the fight. But so far, that is a lot of the stuff of the fight. Like, I showed you how to deal with bike phase, seal phase, Ultimate Cannon. I think I showed Ultimate Cannon off. Well, if I didn't show off my cannon, maybe I'll show a clip of Ultimate Cannon or something. But I think I talked about it before. Anyway, thank you guys for watching and have a fantastic day. By the way, don't forget, if you guys want to follow me and support me, I am a Twitch affiliate on Twitch, so go ahead and drop me a follow in Twitch at Instaboy. You can see it on the screen on the top right side. This is actually my stream layout. I do speedrunning of Kingdom Hearts. I've done some Kingdom Hearts 1, some Kingdom Hearts crits. Right now I'm working on Kingdom Hearts 2, well, Kingdom Hearts 2 crit, 80%. Right now I'm working on Kingdom Hearts 2 beginner to see if I can get a good time in that. And I also do a bunch of stuff with just doing hard Kingdom Hearts fights and whatnot, and I'll definitely love the support, you know? So yeah, if you guys like watching any of that, come stop by. I won't bite too hard. Anyway, have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys next time. Jana!